And this came in, and it was just Rolls Royce. It was just so good, so I feel very fortunate to be a part of it. Slow Horses, I play Jackson Lamb, and I run Slough House, and the Slow Horses are under my command, if I could put it like that. Slow Horses are agents from MI5 who have effed up, and rather than being fired, they're civil servants. They get moved down to purgatory, where I preside.
The genre grows out of Britishness. I think it's something we do very well, and it's a place that Britain still feels like it has a place in the world to play. I think we've got that heritage. It's you find Gary with an upturned collar, with a lit cigarette in the back alleys of seedy London. You know immediately what kind of genre you're in. It's sexy, it smacks of the Cold War, of the back streets of Berlin, but it's come to town, it's on your doorstep.
I play Roddy Ho, who is obnoxious, a bit of a know-it-all, and the coolest guy in the room. It is set in MI5, a defunct unit of MI5, where they put pretty much the spies that can't do their job properly and wait for them to leave the service. I think when I picked up the script initially, there were things about it that just jumped off the page that were so not a typical espionage spy thriller. It's funny, it's dramatic, it's everything that you could possibly want in one show.
Oh, it's different to spy genres because it kind of puts two fingers up at spy genres because it's full of, dirty, flatulent, naughty humour. It's very, very English. It's rain-soaked. It's drizzly. It doesn't make spying seem glamorous, which I think is probably much truer to reality.
And it's Jackson Lamb's job to make sure that life for them there is so bone-crushingly boring that they just give it up and move on and do something else. It's very much a question of tough love.
I play an agent called Sid Baker, and she's very brilliant, so you're not quite sure why she's there. And so not only does she live this double life, there's another duality on top of that as well. They're grubby, dirty, the antithesis of a James Bond. They are real, flawed human beings. And also it's got that British wit and sarcasm as well that, I adore.
Oh, it's so exciting. We've done this for a year, We've done this for a year ago, and it's so important for everyone to see everything that we've all done, and we worked hard on it. The writers are brilliant, the whole production team, the whole production value. I'm excited for it finally to be put out into the ether, and, people go, okay, let me see.
We're at the Regent Street Cinema celebrating the premiere of Slow Horses. I played Jack Lowden's grandfather, so I used to run, I was head of MI5 at one point, I'm now retired, and I advise him as to what he should be doing with his life in the job. I'll go and put the kettle on, you can tell me who I've killed. That's one of my best lines.
Slow Horses is a darkly funny espionage drama that kind of flies in the face of James Bond. Essentially it takes a group of misfits who've been cast out of MI5 into a substation of MI5 run by the notorious Jackson Lamb, played by Gary Oldman. They then become accidentally almost embroiled in a proper MI5 anti-terrorism operation. He's the Mr. Slick, proper MI5, wants to be the top of MI5 and then go into politics, kind of wants to be James Bond, and isn't.
I don't think Gary would like Jackson Lamb very much, but the actor Gary really enjoys playing him. There's no BS, there's no filter. He is not politically correct. If he ever got a memo about progressive or feminism, he certainly didn't read it. He probably burned it or threw it away. He's very sort of old-fashioned, old school. Came up through the ranks, Berlin, behind the wall. Sort of no-nonsense guy, and doesn't really care what people think of him.
I play Catherine Standish, who's the PA to Gary's character, Jackson Lamb, and she is a very complicated and troubled person, but can give as good as she gets, and is full of surprises.
It's so exciting because when we started developing this show, there were 2 books, and now there's 8. So Mick Herron's been extremely busy providing us with material, hopefully for many more series. But it's been wonderful to work on it and to get it this far. And I can't wait for people to see it.
It's very human and it's very chaotic and messy, and it's like they've turned it up on its head. And we see people are allowed to get to know these characters, and we stay with them and we learn a lot about them. It's very character-led, very about relationships, as well as being a really good story, a really good thriller.
So you don't do scenes with half the people, and Kristen Scott Thomas, all these names that you've watched over the years and you've just loved, and part of the reason you got into it, especially like Gary, he's such a good character actor, and that's what I love doing. And so once you get over that, you relax. And someone like Rosalind as well, we have a nice chemistry on screen, hopefully, and we're good friends off it, and it was really fun, really fun.
I play River Cartwright, who is a spy in MI5 who makes a horrendous mistake like all the other Slow Horses and ends up at Slough House under the tutelage of Jackson Lamb, who Gary plays. And that's what the series follows, is a sort of work-based drama in the world of espionage, essentially.
Got to work with Gary Oldman, he's my hero, so I'm not really envious of any of the other characters. Got a great character, and got to do some scenes with Gary, so I'm in heaven. My favourite moment really is they're losers, but they're my losers, and the heart and the sentiment behind that. But anything he does really, and the fact that he's just, he'll get a pile of work onto his desk and he's literally just shove it onto the floor and get on with what he's doing. I love the character.
It's sort of amazing to be here tonight. I mean, the actors, we always saw all their faces because we didn't have to wear masks for the actors, but for the crew and everything, this is just the first experience to get together and really celebrate the show, actually, which we worked so hard making during a sort of difficult time.
It's been one of the happiest jobs I've ever done. The actual the making of it and the journey of it was really quite something special. The cast you couldn't want to spend time with a better bunch of people. The books are so good, the writing is so good, and I feel particularly, I'm a fan of TV, I watch everything. I love long-form TV, and I've always been looking for something that, it's got to tick all the boxes. Why do TV? you know, I earn a perfectly good living doing the other thing. And this came in and it was just Rolls Royce. It was just so good. So I feel very fortunate to be a part of it.